Half of Wembley belonged to Kent during last season's second division playoff final. 30,000 Gillingham fans were in ecstasy when Carla Saba and then Robert Taylor put them 2-0 up against Manchester City. Division 1 beckoned. "We can see you sneaking out" was the cry to the rapidly departing City fans, but we all know what happened next.
And Manchester City have given themselves some late hope here. Can you believe it? Manchester City have drawn it level. He has missed it. Manchester City are up.
And Gillingham were down, very down. The manager, Tony Pulis, is on his way out, replaced by Peter Taylor, who's quietly turned things around, helped by his namesake, Robert, who can't stop scoring goals. Live tonight on Sky Sports 2 with interactive coverage on Sky Sports Extra. We're at the Priestfield Stadium for a nationwide second division clash between Gillingham, who are hoping to go fourth, and Bournemouth, who need to improve their away form if they're to become serious playoff contenders for the second successive year. It's Peter Taylor against Mel Machin, the Gills against the Cherries. Good evening. Nearly 6 months on, the scars of that never-to-be-forgotten afternoon at Wembley are starting to fade for the Gillingham faithful. They were just 1 minute away from playing in the First Division for the first time ever. And Bournemouth had their own narrow miss as well, Wigan pipping them to the final playoff place on goals scored. So both have scores to settle this season. Ray Wilkins and Nigel Spatman are back together for this one. And we're also joined by Sam Allardyce, now manager of Bolton, of course, but until recently in charge of the second division leaders, Notts County. First of all, Sam, are you settling in OK at the Reebok?
Yes, great, thanks, Marcus. It's since you visited us with Sky at Norwich, which was a poor performance by us, but since then we've drawn at Nottingham Forest and had 2 back-to-back wins at home, so it's going fine.
And as, until recently at least, our second division expert, what are you expecting from tonight's game?
Well, I think Gillingham are a big force at home. I think that last season hardly anybody won there, and I think again this season they'll be a really difficult team to get anything from. I went there last year and got well beaten 4-0, and I think with Bob Taylor on the form he's on, I know there's no Carla Saba yet, but I think that his goals and the big 3 at the back are very, very difficult to beat. So it'll be a testing game, but Bournemouth, like I said, are doing well, and I think they've got a good front line that might test those back 3, so it'll be an interesting game. Bournemouth, though, had a midweek cup replay, went to extra time, may just tell in the end, you know.
Ray, Peter Taylor does appear to have returned to league management like a duck to water, doesn't he?
And I think we're all pleased about that, Marcus, as well, because I think the game needs characters like Peter. He's a great bloke, and the way he plays football is the way we want to see it as well. He plays it on the grass, and he had a wonderful time with the under-21s, and I think that he'll try and transform Gillingham into more of a passing team. Last year they were very, very direct and did very well, but this year I think Peter's trying to change him into slightly more football inside.
Nigel, you have always had a very soft spot for Bournemouth.
Yep. My first club, Marcus, and it's disappointing last season. Obviously, they didn't make the playoffs and have a chance of going up. They finished 7th, and I think the game that we televised against Gillingham really cost them getting into the playoffs. But hopefully tonight it'll be a better game for them.
You're not going to be biased or anything tonight, are you?
No, I know Peter Taylor as well. And as Ray said, it's very good to see him doing well. He's changed them from a maybe more physical side to a more of a footballing side, and it's just taken a little bit of time for him to adjust and the team to adjust to the way that he wants to play.
Excellent. Let's have a look at the second division table. The 3 Cs, Colchester, Chesterfield and Cambridge, prop up the league at the moment. One of Sam's former teams, Blackpool, have hauled themselves up to 21st. Bournemouth currently 13th, 6 wins, 5 defeats and 4 draws. A win for them tonight will lift them to 10th. Gillingham, 9th at the moment. They can move to within 4 points of the leaders, Notts County. Peter Taylor's side have scored 27 goals so far. Only Wigan can better that. And the main reason for their impressive goal tally is the remarkable form of Robert Taylor, who's scored 13 in his last 12 games to attract the attention of Manchester City, amongst others. This week, he spoke to Rob Hawthorne.
Robert, the way life is going must be a bit of a dream for you at the moment, with hat-tricks in 2 of the last 3 league games here.
Yeah, that's right. You know, the lads have been doing well. We've got off to a sticky start to the season, but now we're performing quite well, and I'm getting the chances up front.
Of course, your success last year was built on your partnership with Carlos Saba, and you've not had that this year. Has it been difficult adapting to playing alongside different people?
Yeah, it has a little bit. You know, you've got to get to know what their runs are, and you know where they're going to be on the pitch. And you know, when you play with someone play with Carl at Brentford, you get to know each other. And you know, it's always hard to play with somebody else. But me and Andy Thompson and Manny from West Ham, who's come along, has done really well.
Now, the year after your playoff final with Brentford, the team got relegated. Was there any fear in your own mind and those of the other Brentford players here that the same events could repeat themselves?
There was for a little while, yeah, when we started off really bad. And then we started to pick things up. We said, oh, we can do it this year. And, you know, I don't think we haven't lost in 7 games now, which is good, you know, for the team. Confidence is now high, and hopefully we can take it on.
And all the success, of course, has led to speculation about your own future. Are you quite happy here?
I'm happy here, yes. At the moment it's just speculation. I've just got to get on my job for Gillingham. I'm getting paid by the club, so that's what I've got to do.
Is it nice to see a name linked with clubs like Manchester City?
Oh yes, it is. It's very flattening. They're a big club. You know, they beat us in the playoff last year, and all credit to them, they deserved it. So I mean, you know, it's brilliant having clubs like that interested in you, but you just got to keep knuckling down and you know try and perform for the Gillingham Football Club.
Would you like the opportunity to prove yourself at a higher level then?
Yes, I would. You know, I'm not getting any younger. You know, I've got 7 years left in my career. You know, and I like to go and you know try and prove to myself that I can do it. You know, I don't want to finish my career saying to myself, "Oh, I wish I'd have done this, wish I'd have done that." But I mean, at the moment, I'm playing for Gillingham Football Club, you know, and I'm enjoying myself.
Well, he's 28 years of age, 129 goals in 364 career appearances. Of course, he was playing down speculation about a possible move, but all players want to test themselves at a higher level. Can Gillingham keep hold of him, Sam?
I don't think so, not in that goal-scoring form. I think Bob, over the years at his Brentford days and here at his Gillingham days, proven that he's a big target man that scores goals, and there isn't many of those about Marcus now, you know. And the only risk they'll say is that he's 28 now. He's done it in the third and he's done it in the second. Can he do it in the first? But we've just seen the goals on the television, and for me, he's a great finisher.
He seems to have it all, doesn't he, Ray? Height, but poise as well. You can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, for a big guy, he's got good feet, Marcus, and he's proven right the way through his career, like 129 goals is fantastic. And here we see notching one of his hat-tricks. He scored 2 hat-tricks in his last 2 home games there, which is absolutely fantastic. And he very seldom drives the ball. He's hitting that with his instep. He's not blasting the ball, he's pushing the ball all the time. But it seems so strong, the power that he gets in. And here we see once again, there's another hat-trick coming up. But fabulous feet for a big chap. Look at that. What a goal. Fabulous goal.
I suppose the question marks will always be there, Nigel, until he gets the chance to play at a higher level, which he hasn't had up until
Yeah, but that's
now.
the risk of being a manager. You take a chance on someone like that. I mean, I know Man City have obviously inquired about him, and having watched Man City, they look a very, very strong team, strong squad. But every manager is looking out for someone who can guarantee you, really, 20 goals a season. And he's one of those lads who can guarantee you 15, 20 goals a season. Obviously, at this level, if he goes into the First Division or into the Premiership, I don't know if anybody would take a chance on him there. But until you get there, you never know what they're going to do.
Well, Taylor is, of course, the first name on the Gillingham team sheet at the moment, but another well-known striker, Gordon Watson, is by no means guaranteed a place in the Bournemouth side right now. He's currently on non-contract terms, which means he isn't being paid. He is hoping to sort out a short-term contract in the next few days. Now, he's best remembered for his time in the Premiership, when he scored a few goals for Sheffield Wednesday and for Southampton. But shortly after joining Bradford City, he suffered an horrendous injury playing against Huddersfield that sidelined him for 18 months. He needed 5 operations, and the matter was eventually resolved in court.
It was business, really, because that's all we are. We're commodities to a business, and we've got to earn our money as if I was an employee. And if someone interrupts that and stops you from going to earn your money, then that was an avenue I took, which was successful. And I didn't ever think that was an us and them. It was just a case of me getting what I thought I deserved, and the judge agreed.
There are people who would say, Gordon, that you've had a big payout, and it was a big payout. You don't need to play again. You're financially secure for life now. So what has made you come back? What's driven you?
Biggest thing would probably be that I have a son, And probably in 10 years' time, when I'm in a situation when I'm trying to tell him to dig in and not take the easy option out, he'll probably turn around and say to me, well, hang on, Dad, you did that and you sat on your backside when you could have gone on and done what I believe I was born to do, and that was play football. Every footballer will tell you that. And just because you have a few quid, don't mean you don't want to be playing football. These people are the same people who say, well, I would have played for nothing. Well, I'm no different to that. Obviously, we need to get paid because it's our job, but you'd still play football. You ask these people who play football on Sunday mornings, they don't get paid for it, but they get up after having a skinful the night before and they want to play football. And why they do it? Because they love it, and I'm no different.
Now, you've moved down to Bournemouth. Was there any regrets about leaving Bradford?
Plenty of regrets about leaving Bradford because the people there were great to me. And I mean, if it wasn't for some people at some certain times, I might just have jacked it in. But massive regrets, but I had to grow up within myself and admit to myself that I wasn't fit enough to play Premiership football, and that's where Bradford were going. And it's a hard thing to be able to look at yourself and say, don't try and fool yourself, because you can't play there. And I had to do that, and that's why a lot of dodgy things were said about me after I left Bradford. But as far as Bradford City, no, they're in my heart and they'll stay there.
Can you envisage a situation where one day you will be back in the top flight?
The old cliche of never say never. I'd hope to think that if I did get back and I got back to being 100% fit mentally and physically, then I hope so. That's what you're in the game for. You know, I'm not going to be sitting here saying to you, I'm trying to get myself fit to play Division 2 football for the next how long years I've got left in my career. Obviously, when you play, you go out to play your best, and if your best is good enough to take you on, then you're going to be happy. And that's what I strive to do. I still strive to get back in the Premiership, but I'm not going to be able to do it until I'm mentally and physically right.
Gordon Watson has scored.
Well, I hope he didn't have a skinful last night. He has been through a lot, hasn't he, Nigel?
Yes, it was a horrendous tackle, has to be said, and he's gone to court and won the case. But you know, he's done well to come back after 5 operations. I mean, as he said, people like Chris Kamara, Martin Hunter, Paul Jewell, those people at Bradford who have pushed him and kept him going through that terrible time for a footballer being injured. He's come back, and hopefully this will be a stepping stone for him to get back into the bigger time of football.
Do you think, after all, that he can get back to the top flight, Ray? 5
I've got
operations?
to say, he must have shown immense determination to come back and play again, Marcus. 18 months out, 5 operations, that's a long, long time, and there must be many times in that period that you thought, no chance. But he's done that, so the next hurdle is difficult, but there's no reason why he can't.
And he spoke about his son there and said in 10 years' time he doesn't want his son going up to him and saying you didn't set the right example, Dad. So he's got his priorities sorted out, hasn't he?
I think he's by the sound of him, he's over the mental side of the injury. I think that's important, that you must recover from that as well, you know, and he looks like he's done that, and he's determined to forge a career out of the game again, you know, and good luck to him. I hope he does it. I hope he goes back all the way, because after such an injury like that, you know, it's difficult to recover. I remember David Burke at Huddersfield with me. He actually had 2 bones protrude through the sock when I was playing with him. He was 18 months, but he ended up playing with Crystal Palace in the old First Division again, so you can recover if you're mentally strong.
Fingers crossed for him. Let's find out if he's in the team tonight. We can get all the team news now from a man who I'm sure had a skinful last night, Alan Bentley.
You know me too well, Marcus. Yeah, I can tell you straight away Gordon Watson is playing. That's the good news as far as you're concerned. And I suppose with Bournemouth having won the last 2, no great surprise there. But will they make it 3? Well, if they do, they'll have to beat the Gillingham side that lines up as follows. And in goal, Vince Bartram. Well, he spent 3 years at Bournemouth before a move to Arsenal. Number 7, Nicky Southall. He's been booked 7 times this season. Perhaps he's had his mind on other things. His wife is expecting a baby. And up front with 11, Robert Taylor. 27, Andy Thompson. One signed by Peter Taylor at Southend. He's on 149 career goals. At 17, well, Adrian Pennock, another ex-Cherries player. He's come through the heartache of a penalty miss at Wembley. And he's just signed a new 2.5-year deal with the club, and I know they feel he's really important here. And at number 8, another really important player, that's the ever-combative Andy Hessenthaler. Now, he's back up after being on the bench for the Cheltenham Cup tie. His last goal actually came against Bournemouth. He's now player-coach alongside Peter Taylor here at Gillingham. As for Bournemouth, let's have a look at them. Well, their keeper Mark Ovendale, he was never present last season, as he is this. 19 Klaus Jorgensen is a 23-year-old Danish midfielder. He came from a club called AC Horsens sometime in the summer. 2 Fletchers in the lineup, 23 Carl and 10 Steve. The former, he was a trainee. The latter has 5 goals this season. And they're skippered by number 7, Ian Cox. Let's have a look at him. Now, he's a real free-scoring centre-back. He's much coveted by a number of other clubs. 145 consecutive league games for him. And I just wonder, we've got Arsenal and Spurs represented here tonight. Could they be looking at Cox? Up front, number 9, Mark Steen. Well, he continues to lead the line. He's now in his 17th season as a pro. He bagged 25 last season, and so far he's added something like 8 this time around, and a real potent goal scorer. And he's alongside the man who he started with, and that is that man, Gordon Watson. Back to you, Marcus.
Thank you very much indeed, Adam. Very entertaining team news. 7:45 kickoff at the Priestfield Stadium. After the break, a day in the life of the Scally family. Mrs. Scally is an aspiring singer. Mr. Scally is the Gillingham chairman, and he has big plans for the club. More live international cricket coming up for Sky Digital viewers on Sunday morning from 3:10. It's India against New Zealand. Live action from the 4th one-day international. That's Sunday morning from 3:10, only on the new Sky Digital channel, Sky Sports Extra. Right now we're on Sky Sports 2 and Sky Sports Extra. 2nd Division football. Gillingham and Bournemouth. Overall, Bournemouth had the better record, but Gillingham have won 7 of the last 11. Bournemouth have won only once in that time, 4-0 at Dean Court in December '97. The Gills have won 6 and drawn 1 of the last 7 at the Priestfield. Bournemouth's last win here came in March '83, when Trevor Lee with 2, Kevin Daughtry with 2, and John Beck were on target in a 5-2 win. And Nigel played in the Bournemouth side that day. I'm sure he contributed a lot to the victory. Now, last season, they shared 6 goals at Dean Court. Carla Saba put Gillingham in front after 12 minutes. Of course, they're going to miss him tonight, as they have throughout the season. Neil Young equalised on the stroke of half-time. Not quite sure how that got in at the near post. Richard Hughes then made it 2-1, 12 minutes into the second half. Fair old scramble, and it trickled in. 2-2 in the 76th minute. Nicky Southall on target in style. 9 minutes from time, Carla Saba scored his second to put Gillingham 3-2 up. But with just 2 minutes to go, Mark Steen popped up with the equaliser. There he is. Well, the game at the Priestfield was, like tonight, live.
Here's Mark Steen. Young, and a good cross towards Robinson, and he got the touch and the goal. It's fallen to Hessenthaler. Can he strike one? Yes, he can! And what a way to draw them level. Taylor. Hodge looking to get there. The other substitute, Lisby, has diverted it in! And from being 1-0 down in injury time, Gillingham are 2-1 up for what could be 3 priceless points.
And by the way, there's been 53 goals in the last 15 games between the two sides. Now, Gillingham may be a 2nd division side at the moment, but Chairman Paul Scally has lofty ambitions for the club. Alan Bentley spent a day in his company and over breakfast asked him why a Millwall-supporting Londoner ended up at Gillingham.
It was a strange thing, really. It was never intended. I mean, I didn't particularly... I was a Millwall fan. I hadn't missed a home game at Millwall for, I don't know, 28 years, I think. And... But Millwall had changed a lot from the old den to the new den, and there were a lot of things happened that I didn't particularly agree with, and I was never invited onto the board there, despite the fact I'd probably, you know, I'd have cut my arm off to do that probably 10 years ago. But you know, many of my football friends are still at Millwall, and I still have obviously a feeling for the place. But to be fair, since I came to Gillingham, they've been brilliant. The fans have been brilliant, and I've set about doing the job that I said I could probably do for them. Right, ready, boys? Where's Eddie? Here he is. Morning, Eddie. How are you? All ready for school?
Yeah.
Put your stuff in the bag then, in the back. Oh, good morning, gents. Good morning. This hasn't been set up. The position today is that we have rejected offers from 3 clubs, and 1 club has made 3 offers, which we've also rejected for Bob Taylor, because they fall well below our valuation of the player. And Bob Taylor is a very important part of our team and our future. Well, this is the Medway Valley Park, and this is the site that I like particularly as a potential site for a new stadium. It's right alongside the Medway River. You've got the M2 motorway bridge over on the right here, with the new Channel Tunnel rail link bridge and the second bridge, which has currently been built over the River Medway. So it's an area that it's great position, really, straight off the motorway. So certainly position-wise and site-wise, it's a possible site. Well, you won't believe this is the first time now, since Wembley, that I've ever watched this video. Well, the day was fantastic. I mean, whatever happened, I know the result didn't go our way and we all suffered severely as a result of that emotionally afterwards. It was no doubt a fantastic day, and it was a wonderful day to be at Wembley, to look around and see your name up there on the scoreboard, to see for a small moment, or to be feeling that feeling for a small moment that you had a chance, you know, at 2-0 with, you know, 87 minutes on the clock and stuff. You had a chance, and 2-1 even, I still thought we'd do it. And then I think that killer blow when that second goal went in from Man City, I mean, just knocked the stuffing out of everyone.
Now, of course, the killer goal, the second goal, came in injury time. There was talk of recriminations afterwards about were the 5 minutes turn or whatever. What was the situation?
Well, it wasn't a problem for us. I mean, it wasn't coming from us, funny enough. We were getting all kinds of press guys ringing us from the national press, saying, did I know this, did I know that? Now, Mark Housey, the referee, I know quite well. He's a great referee. I thought he had a fabulous game. In fact, I told him that straight after the game. I don't know where he found the 5 minutes, but it's irrelevant, really. The fact is that the result stands, and that's football.
Another issue, though, of course, was Tony Pulis departing. I don't know how much we can say on that issue. What was the situation as best you can describe it?
Well, I mean, Tony and I started at the club together. He was one of the reasons that I decided to come on board, and maybe I was one of the reasons he came on board. So I think it was a kind of a mutual relationship from the start. It went horribly wrong after about 2 years, 2.5 years. And I can only say the last year of our relationship was the most difficult year of my life. Well, what we're building at the moment over this side of the ground, the whole of the Redfern Avenue side, as you see this end, we're fairly advanced now on the players' accommodation block. This will house the dressing rooms, the players' lounge. On the first floor there'll be some restrooms for the YTS lads to stay over. And of course there'll be 3,400 seats along this side with 21 executive boxes holding 10 people each. So a lot of work, and it's coming on quite nicely. Here at the Rainham end, we've already finished this since your cameras were here last in March. We built a 2,400 seater stand here with many facilities underneath, which, to be honest, has really impressed the people and the fans, and I think everyone who sits in it has agreed. It's a fantastic view from up there. And I hope it shows the way that we as a club are hoping to go forward and trying to go forward. Well, we've got our advertising documents now, so you can be the first one to have them. Just arrived from the press.
So is this very much the blueprint for the future of the club?
It is, to be honest. I think this is probably the most important single event ever in the club's history. You know, I know we went to Wembley. I know there have been fantastic sporting events on the field, etc., and great results from time to time. But this document leads to the prospectus that, in turn, I hope, will allow people to see what we're doing as a football club here, why we need to raise the money we're trying to raise, what the money's going to go towards, and what the facilities will provide in terms of income.
All right, Paul, 6 o'clock. Is that it for the day?
No, I've still got one more job to do. My wife, Lisa, is recording tonight. She's in the studio, so I'm off to the studio ready to pick her up and bring her home. So it'll be quite a late one again tonight.
Open up your mind to hear your soul, 'cause baby, I'm calling. I can show you the way out of the cold. Hear me calling. 'Cause there's this love I have found. It's waiting to start. So won't you follow that sound deep in your heart?
The very talented Mrs. Scally, the very ambitious Mr. Scally. Sam, how much potential does a club like Gillingham have, averaging 6,350 this season?
I think the positioning geographically tells you that it's never going to be outstanding in terms of its its history tells you that, you know, they never get to double figures, and he's great ambitions and great plans, and you've got to admire him for that. But the reality of it is, would they ever get double figures, even in the even if they get into the First Division? I mean, even myself at Notts County, when I was there, that we've got a 20,000 all-seater stadium, you know, but realistically, even when they got to the First Division, the attendances were sort of 12,000, you know, and it's very, very difficult now to survive with attendances as low as Gillingham would probably get, even though they've done a magnificent job, particularly Tony Pulis over the last 2 years, taking the club over when it was bankrupt, near the bottom of the Third Division, and now just missing out on promotion in about 3 seasons, you know.
Yeah, it's one thing having lofty ambitions, another to fulfil them. There are some very talented players in the Gillingham side, though. We've already spoken about Robert Taylor. Andy Hessenthaler, full of experience, been around for years, Ray, and he's still a driving force, isn't he?
Yeah, I remember first watching him at Watford, and he was terrific there, and I think he just carried that on, Marcus. And you're quite right, he is a driving force from midfield. He's got a tremendous engine, gets from box to box very, very well indeed, and can play. Not the most extravagant passer of the ball, but he keeps possession of the ball, and I'm sure Peter is delighted to have him on board.
Player in the Bournemouth side that I know you're looking forward to seeing tonight, Nigel, Mark Steen, former teammate of yours.
Steno, yeah, he keeps going, 33 now, but he knows where the back of the net is, Marcus, and he's one of those lads who's pushing on to get towards 200 career goals, and he's done well for Bournemouth. He scored 25 goals for them last season, obviously disappointed that they didn't go up, but he's hitting the back of the net again this season. He scored 8, and they need him to score some goals for them tonight to win this match, but he's capable of that. He's got 2 good feet, very quick in and around the box. Not the best in the air, because you can see from his size, but you know, he puts himself about and works hard, so hopefully have a good match tonight.
Yes, Mark Steen was the joint 2nd highest scorer in the 2nd Division last season, and he was on target against Cardiff recently. Bournemouth had 8 players injured for that game. They've had all sorts of injury problems in recent weeks, but that goal after 64 minutes secured 3 points for them. And then in their FA Cup first round replay on Tuesday against Notts County, Sam, they scored 4. 2 up early on, Steve Fletcher with both the goals. This was, I think, a little bit of an upset. They've done well to get the draw.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an upset, but Notts County come back really well to get to 2-2, and having spoken to Gary, there's a little bit of dispute over the penalty, I think, that Bournemouth got in about the 89th minute, I think. So it'd be very disappointing for Notts County. It'd be great for Bournemouth to go through to the next round.
Well, it certainly looks as though Bournemouth are starting to rediscover their home form. We haven't got the lead up to the penalty there, but it was crucial nonetheless. Steve Robinson, his 3rd goal of the season, that was after 89 minutes. And then Mark Steen with his 8th of the season, just a few seconds later. So 2 successive home victories, but just 1 away win all season for Bournemouth. That is their problem. Now, Gillingham's last 2 games, well, popping up again. Notts County. This programme isn't just thrown together, Sam, that's why you're here tonight. Danny Allsop on 2 minutes, his 1st of the season. Robert Taylor equalising on 20.
That's a good goal as well. That's a great goal, right?
And they were also involved in an FA Cup first round replay during the week against Cheltenham. A little tighter than many expected. Andy Thompson, after 24 minutes, put them 1 up. Adrian Pennock made it 2 on 41. Home and dry at that stage, you'd have thought, against their 3rd Division opponents, but after 56 minutes, Russell Minton made it 2-1. Look at that for a finish. And after 70 minutes, Neil Howarth equalised.
Oh, it's fantastic. 2 great goals, fantastic.
But they weren't enough, because after 77 minutes, Brian McClinchy, formerly of Port Vale, scored the winner to take Gillingham into the 2nd round of the FA Cup.
Oh.
Or was it an own goal?
Could say he clinched it.
You could say he clinched it, Ray, if you wanted to.
But we won't.
We won't, no. Let us instead hear from Peter Taylor, the Gillingham manager. He's now talking to Alan Bentley.
Pete, the first time we've spoken since your days at the under-21s. How are you enjoying your return to league management?
I'm enjoying it very much. The results help, of course, because the lads have done really, really well. And so I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the day-to-day. If we have problems in a game, we're putting it right, hopefully 3 days later rather than a month later.
Did it take you a bit of time, though, to find your feet?
I suppose it did. It was always different, but I joined the day we came back pre-season, so I was straight into the action, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed the training. The lads here are as good as gold. They're lovely to work with. So in that respect, I've enjoyed it. It's a lovely job when the results go well, and so far the results have gone okay.
Yeah, particularly of late, they seem to be going well, don't they?
Well, we've scored at the right times. I would have to say at the start of the season we played better than what we've done in, say, in the last month. But in the last month we keep scoring, so I'll settle for the latter.
And the man who keeps scoring is Robert Taylor. As far as you're concerned, what's the latest on his situation?
The latest is teams want him, but we're doing everything we can to keep him. He's very, very important to us. We're looking to get promotion into Division 1, and Robert is a very important factor in that. So we're going to try like mad to keep him.
And what about tonight? What can we expect, do you think?
Well, I respect Bournemouth very much. I think the manager's done a brilliant job. He's always picked up good players. They played a lot of football last year. We're trying to play lots of football. So I'm hopeful for the viewers that it'll be a good night.
Let's hope so. Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Well, hopefully it's going to be a glittering occasion this evening. Gillingham's home form superb. 5 successive wins in all competitions. Nigel, you're cheering the Cherries tonight, but are you going to be cheering them to victory?
Split loyalties tonight. Obviously I want Peter to do well, but my old club Bournemouth, I'm going to go for a score draw, Marcus. Going to sit on the fence, but I think it'll be a good footballing match. 2 good sides who want to play football, get it down on the floor, so I'm going to go for a score draw.
Ray?
I'm going to go for Gillingham. I think they're going extremely well, Marcus, and I just think I'm a bit worried, I've got to say, because Watson, Fletcher, Steen, they can all get a goal, but I'm going to go for Gillingham, just.
Sam?
Gillingham.
2 Gillinghams and a draw. Almost certainly a victory for Bournemouth tonight. Alan Brazil and Rob Hawthorne are our commentators.
Well, even just a single point from this fixture back in April would have been enough to get Bournemouth into the playoffs, but instead the 2-1 defeat here began a sequence in which they took just 5 points from the last 21 available and missed out on goals scored to Wigan, while playoff heartbreak then was only lying in wait for Gillingham. 8 of the players who started the Wembley defeat by Manchester City start again tonight, including Robert Taylor, who now seems poised to join City after scoring hat-tricks in his last 2 league games here. Carla Saba and Mark Patterson are both injured, and Mick Galloway has moved on. So the new names are Roland Edge, a left wing-back who came through the system to make his debut last season, but was injured for the latter part of the campaign. Number 24, Junior Lewis, a utility player signed from Hendon. And number 27, Andy Thompson, bought from Oxford and second top scorer after Taylor with 5 goals.
Yeah, Peter Taylor's side, 9th in the table. Nice win tonight. We'll set them up nicely. Wing-back system tonight for Peter's side. Bathroom in goal. Ashby, Pennock and Butters, the 3 centre-backs. Right-hand side, wing-back Southall. On the left, Edge. And then Smith, Lewis and Hessenthaler. Hessenthaler, a player I admire, busy, works hard, a good professional. Up front, Thompson alongside the impressive Taylor.
The 3rd game running, Bournemouth are unchanged, which suggests an attacking lineup with Mark Steen, Steve Fletcher and Gordon Watson all playing. Good to see Watson in action again after that long 18-month layoff with a badly broken leg. England under-21 defender Eddie Howe is still out with a knee injury, which means Krista Warren, normally a left-back, is playing in the centre alongside Ian Cox.
I do like the way Bournemouth play. I think Mel Machin, he gets his size to pass the ball and play well. They go 4-4-3 tonight. 4-3-3, excuse me. Ovendale, Young, Cox, Warren and Jorgensen, the left full-back. 3 across the middle, Hayter, Fletcher, Robinson, and 3 up front. As you say, it's nice to see Watson back, Fletcher and Steen.
Well, a nice little distraction ahead of the England-Scotland game or England-Scotland games for the people of Kent and from the south coast who've made the trip here tonight. It's a bitterly cold evening in a stadium that's quite exposed at the moment as the building work here continues.
I have to say, Rob, we're in a fantastic position here. We're just sort of 12 foot off the air. Great viewing. But as you say, big game tomorrow, isn't it?
Well, Tuesday against Cheltenham was the first time since the playoff final that Gillingham have let a 2-0 lead slip in a match. They've had a happy ending with their winner late on from Brian McGlinchey, and of course Bournemouth also let a 2-0 lead slip in the week, like Gillingham in the FA Cup, but they also went on to victory against Notts County.
This is a decent crowd here tonight, Rob. You're right, it is a very, very chilly night. The wind blowing about. But it's nice to come down to places like, Gillingham. It's a massive catchment area here.
The long-term effects of that Wembley defeat are still to be realised, perhaps. It's a frightening thought that the last three losing playoff finalists in this division have all been relegated the year after. You look back and there was Notts County and Brentford, a side that included Robert Taylor, and Northampton, who the year after losing at Wembley went down. So it does sometimes take some shaking out of the system, and Peter Taylor maybe came in at an awkward time. And of course, one of his biggest problems is to keep Robert Taylor here, and the fans are making their feelings plain on the issue. They're imploring him to keep the faith here at the Priestfield Stadium. Of course, as part of the building work, the changing facilities are limited. Indeed, Bournemouth changed at the hotel before they got to the ground, and there's also a fairly lengthy walk. I think perhaps the biggest risk of injuries to the players tonight is on the walk to the pitch. It's such a long distance, and also over a fairly uneven surface, so I hope they're fairly sure of their footing on the downhill slope to the pitch here.
I think we're in for a nice match tonight. I think both sides like to play football, get the ball down, pass it, so let's hope we get a few goals too.
Wait to see what sort of effect the windy conditions will have on the two teams' bid to play their natural style of football. But it's usually an enthralling contest. There were 9 goals in the 2 league fixtures between these two teams last season. In his job of a year ago, of course, Peter Taylor would have been looking forward to that England-Scotland contest in employment this weekend, but instead he's come back into club football, and it's Gillingham against Bournemouth coming up live for you after the break.
Well, Bournemouth have won only one of their last 18 league meetings at the Priestfield. Can they put that right tonight? Let's rejoin Alan Brazil and Rob Hawthorne.
It is Bournemouth who'll get the game underway in their red and black strips. Stevie Robinson, who put them ahead in last year's fixture, only for them to lose 2-1. And Mark Steen, under referee John Kirkby's instruction, getting the match underway. In fact, on their last 2 visits here, Bournemouth have taken the lead, only to lose. There's Eddie Pennock, who scored in the midweek cup victory against Cheltenham. Hard-earned though that victory was. The layoff was by Watson, and it's cleared in the end by Nicky Southall. There's Andy Thompson, who's the one Scotsman on the pitch ahead of the big international derby coming up tomorrow. And you can imagine there's been a fair bit of banter in both dressing rooms, indeed dressing rooms all around the country about that fixture. A fixture, of course, that Peter Taylor would have been involved with in his past employ with the FA. And it has to be one of the greatest injustices of modern times, the way that he was removed from his position after his excellent record with the under-21s, when he lost just 4 games in 3 years in charge of them. Back by Carl Fletcher to Robert Taylor, Peter's namesake, who's played such a pivotal role in the team's recent revival. They've suffered just 1 defeat in their last 10 matches, and Taylor has scored hat-tricks in his last 2 league appearances here, including one within a space of 5 minutes against Wrexham.
I can hear the home fans now. Super Bob, they don't want him going anywhere.
Taylor flick on, looking for Thompson. Of course, he's been playing with a variety of different partners this year in the absence of Carla Saba, who's had complications following a hernia operation and is likely to be sidelined until Christmas at least. It's clearly one of the most difficult dilemmas facing the new manager in his job, because Gillingham have traditionally sold on players. You think back to the likes of Adi Akinbaye, so it is going to become more and more difficult to hold on to this man Taylor, who's 28 and wants to prove himself at a higher level.
It's incredible, Rob. Came off the train down from London tonight, and the Gillingham players were still, supporters were still talking about the Wembley playoff final. They're shaking their heads, still in disbelief.
It's left deep, deep scars. Header away there was by Klaus Jorgensen. That's Krista Warren. Bournemouth have really benefited from Krista Warren's versatility, and Klaus Jorgensen has slotted in neatly at left back.
Southall, Sistine. Here's Watson. That's Carl Fletcher. This is Steve Fletcher, who's no relation. Neil Young, who is related to Luke Young of Tottenham Hotspur. He's his brother, looking for Robinson! And just as he did here last year, Steve Robinson has put Bournemouth ahead. Now the challenge is to hold on to it.
Oh, what a nice finish this is. You'll see Bartram coming off his line, trying to narrow the angle, but what a beautiful flighted ball, and the finish from 12 yards, right-footed, smashing goal. Well, we thought we might get some goals tonight. Beautiful build-up, but the finish is brilliant. You see Bartram's corners come out of 6-yard box, but the finish was sweet. Right-footed, past the goalkeeper, and Bournemouth take the lead.
It's a 4th goal in 8 matches for the Northern Ireland international, Steve Robinson. And it's an early blow to the home team.
Oh, beautiful goal. Well, there's not many Bournemouth fans have come, but they are ecstatic now. You see Thompson try to get through here. There's a contact, slightest. Referee says no free kick.
Well, what a cracking start for Bournemouth. Remember, they've been 1-0 up here at the Priestfield Stadium in their last 2 league visits, and yet still finished on the wrong end of a 2-1 scoreline.
So, well, that was a good finish, Rob, because it just came down over his shoulder, right-footed, kept it down, good technique.
Cox. Taylor. Back passes by Crystal Warren.
Lovendale's a little bit unlucky there. It bobbled just as he played it with his right foot. Such an important part of a goalkeeper's game now, kicking.
There's Jorgensen. And this is Robinson, the goal scorer, under pressure here from Smith.
It was a nice run from Robinson, wasn't it? The ball was beautiful from Young, but the technique's excellent. Kept it down, right foot in the far corner. And the celebrations.
Smith with the clearance. It's Hayter. Up goes Ian Cox. This is Steve Fletcher. Jorgensen. Cut out well by Ashby. This is Nicky Southall. Taylor. Southall again. Andy Hessenthaler, who hasn't really got into the game yet. He was the man who drew Gillingham level here back in April. This is Roland Edge. And he's got it across towards Andy Thompson, who's got Cox at his back. Goal kick.
He's a decent player, Thompson. He's good movement, good touch on the ball. Just letting the ball roll out. This time under pressure from Cox.
Bournemouth seeking a 3rd consecutive win for the first time since last January, when Mel Machin's team won 8 in a row. They've struggled to get a rhythm going so far this season, but a result that was so costly to them last year could be their launching pad for this season after an indifferent beginning. And Steen there, angering Adrian Pennick.
A little bit late there, little Steenie. Plenty of experience, this fella. In fact, up front, Bournemouth, they really have experience. They're dangerous. Steen, Fletcher and Watson. Just leaves his foot in here, the left foot. It's not nasty, just leaves his studs in there.
Well, one of the hallmarks of this match last season was the number of bookings. There were 13 in total in the 2 fixtures, most of them for Gillingham players. So they tend to be fairly robust and uncompromising contests between these 2 rivals. Pennick. That's Ian Cox. Pushed by Gordon Watson. Lewis, the man grounded.
Watson just from behind, referee in a good spot. Certainly a free kick.
It's Guy Butters. This is Ian Cox. Now Neil Young. Back comes Taylor, wins it well and finds Junior Lewis. This is Southall to Smith. Ashby it is who's made the break, looking for Thompson. And Young getting it safely away. This is Steve Fletcher.
Big bustling tack centre forward. Fletcher holds it up well. Strong, good in the air. He looked to get on the far post.
It's Fletcher who put Bournemouth one up here 2 seasons ago. And they finished on the losing side, but Gillingham here looking for a recovery with Southall trying to bring it under control against Klaus Jorgensen. Nicky Southall, who was left out of the team in the midweek cup match, gets it across. Cox. Here comes Taylor. And the goalkeeper well positioned to take it.
Taylor on his right foot, doesn't really get too much on it. Bobendale right behind the ball, but Taylor is a huge threat. Just on his chest, doesn't really get enough power or direction on the ball.
Getting his goals lately, despite a niggling injury. He's had a blister under his left foot, which has been causing him 1 or 2 problems. Paul Fletcher. Junior Lewis, one of the players that Peter Taylor has brought in since he succeeded Tony Pulis.
Certainly got ability, this fella. I watched him Hendon last season against Slough. Good player, good skills. Easily the best player on the park that day.
And he's been played all over the park since he arrived at Gillingham. 28 goals for Hendon in the Ryman League last season. This is Hessenthaler, good burst from him. And it wouldn't quite fall for Southall. Jorgensen doing well again to get it clear.
Good noise here from the home fans. Try to get the side back on level terms.
Hessenthaler with a kick. Butters was the Gillingham player who closed in.
Quite a big side as well, Gillingham. And Butters just doing a little bit of climbing here, but gets over it well over Cox. Jumps well, can't get enough on it. Can't power it towards goal.
Signed a new contract to stay with the club, Guy Butters, after there'd reportedly been interest in him from Stoke earlier in the season. Butters again. Fletcher. Hayter. Steve Fletcher. This is Nicky Southall. Challenge was by Robinson. Back comes Steve Fletcher. Cox. Clearances by Butters. Thompson looking for it. Taylor finding it and picking out Andy Hessenthaler. Hessenthaler equalises.
Just a response Peter Taylor's men wanted. There was a shout for offside here. Linesman keeps his flag down. And this is another good finish. Right across the goalkeeper in the far corner. Mel Machin just below us in the gantry, screaming offside, offside. Hessenthaler right-footed in the bottom corner. Good vision from Taylor, spots it, plays it wide, but that's a nice quality finish. Goalkeeper no chance, 1-1.
And the goal scoring going just as it did here 7 months ago. Robinson getting the first, Hessenthaler cancelling out. There's no Kevin Lispy here at Gillingham to score the winner. As happened in the last fixture. Who's going to take on that mantle? The goals have come a lot earlier this time, 2 in the first 12 minutes. Jorgensen, Smith, Taylor, looking for Thompson this time.
Yeah, Taylor holds his head in his hands, he knows the pass was on. Thompson give him a good run, just overhit.
Well, Andy Hessenthaler is one of those players who typifies the character that has been inbuilt in this Gillingham team in their revival in recent years. He's got coaching responsibilities here at the club as well now. Cross from Young, flicked back by Watson. Southall's clearance is unconvincing. This is Jorgensen, and suddenly some room for him. Robinson turns and curls one wide.
Jorgensen was going to hit it, finds Robinson. Robinson, who his right foot scored a beautiful opening goal, trying to bend and curl this one far post, well wide. Hessenthaler, he doesn't hit it fantastic, but he gets it across the goalkeeper in the far corner.
First league goal of the season, but the third he's managed in total. Here's Warren. Butters. Looking for Taylor. And Warren is the player challenging and succeeding with that challenge. Here's Edge with the throw. Thompson, cross from Roland Edge, cleared by Cox, only to Hessenthaler. Hessenthaler having to try and shrug off young Jamie Hayter, gets it back to Junior Lewis, and up steps Pennock. Edge. Hessenthaler. Southall trying to control the header, but failing to do so. I think they're more concerned about his defensive responsibilities at the moment. The way a few moments ago Klaus Jorgensen was able to make up some ground and he didn't get close enough to him.
I think it's a good open match, Rob. You know, 50-50 at the moment. It's a good start from Bournemouth. Gillingham, there was no panic from the Gillingham bench down below. Now they were getting to pass the ball well. It's a good even match.
Here's Taylor. Roland Edge, Hessenthaler. This is Thompson. Challenges by Young.
Showing you that Gillingham pressing more. And Bournemouth had a good start.
Andy Hessenthaler is the man who's brought Gillingham level. He's left Butters to take the kick. He was looking for Robert Taylor. Taylor's got 13 goals in total for Gillingham this season.
It's always unsettling, you know, Rob, when there's interest from other clubs. You know, you get a few goals and the scouts come round, the speculation starts. It can be off-putting for Taylor.
He's been talked of in the £1.5 million bracket amidst that interest from Manchester City. Ashby, Cox. Strong defender in Cox, a player they converted to that position from central midfield where he played with Crystal Palace. Fletcher, Lewis. Here's Southall. Clearance by Hayter. Pennock leaving it to his goalkeeper, Vince Bartram. This is Watson. Steve Fletcher with the layoff, and Ashby hits it against Klaus Jorgensen.
Ashby read it well, a little back heel there from Fletcher, not coming off. Looks a player, Jorgensen, who likes to get forward as often as possible, Rob.
Cox. Here's Taylor. Pushing it round the back of Hayter and picking out Andy Hessenthaler. Taylor waiting at the edge of the area.
That's a hard ball he tried there. Hessenthaler is so inspirational for Gillingham. Almost an impossible ball, reverse pass. Off balance.
Hessenthaler was one of the familiar faces that Peter Taylor found when he came to the club, because he'd worked with him in non-league football at Dartford and was instrumental in persuading Steve Perryman to take him to Watford. There's Lewis, another player with whom Taylor worked at Dover before bringing him in here. This is Cox. One back by Hessenthaler, and Andy Thompson's through and puts Gillingham in the lead. Yet again they've done it against Bournemouth. 1-0 down, 2-1 up.
Well, Thompson's a player I like. I liked him at Southend when he was a player. But Hessenthaler again, driving forward. Beautiful ball. The finish, right-footed, tucked inside the right-hand post. Beautiful goal from the Scot. With his right foot, just driving it past the goalkeeper Ovendale. Hessenthaler, beautiful slip pass, strength, balance, and the finish is spot on.
1 up for Scotland already then this weekend. Andy Thompson, 6th of the season.
I'm glad you said that, Rob.
I'll tell you in a moment about the predictions of the Gillingham players for that rather important clash coming up this weekend, but we'll see what happens first with this Bournemouth free kick. Robinson with a kick, and it's going to be retaken, is it?
I'll tell you what, Steen got away from his marker, lovely there. Mark Steen, if the ball had been a little bit better, okay, the referee's pulled it back. It's a little warning to Gillingham. He's not the tallest, Steen, but his movement's good. It's away from Big Taylor.
Take 2 from the free kick then. And Robinson does take it. Steen almost got there, but it spins off the head of Junior Lewis for a corner.
The Gillingham fans in the Rainham end clearly enjoying tonight's game. 10 minutes ago they were out.
Amazing how quickly things can change. Cox gets up for this corner. Butter showing good strength against him though. Still Cox. Evades the challenge of Ashby. In slides Smith. Hoping it will carry, but Hessenthaler giving chase nonetheless. Young. Smith. Ashby. Well, the match programme tonight had a poll of the Gillingham players as to what they thought would happen between Scotland and England. Andy Thompson, unsurprisingly, the only one who thought that Scotland would win. He thought it would be 0-0 at Hampden, 1-1 at Wembley, and Scotland would go through on away goals.
Really, the other Gillingham players went for an England win, did they?
Can't think why, can you?
This fella's got good movement. I think he was at Queen in the South. I've watched him many times at Southend. Decent play.
He's had rather bad luck in his last 3 seasons. He's been relegated in each of them, with Southend and with Oxford United. Hopefully, from his point of view, his career reaching something of a turning point here. Unable to keep it in play, and Bournemouth have lost their way at the moment.
Yeah, certainly been rattled, haven't they? But it's fair play to Gillingham. They didn't panic, kept playing the football, passing the ball. And Hessenthaler's inspiration.
And here's Thompson. Mr. Warren giving it back to his goalkeeper. Smith. edge. Quickly closed down by Steve Robinson.
Well, you see, it's very tight, isn't it? Bournemouth just shading the possession. 1-0 up, now 2-1 down.
With the better of the attempts. 2 of their 3 on target, leading to goals. Here's Jorgensen.
Jorgensen does like, he's playing left-hand side, but he does like to get it on his right foot. Just delaying the pass too long.
Who was playing second division football in Denmark before he impressed Bournemouth in a trial match against Chelsea last season, and also did well in pre-season friendlies, which persuaded Mel Machin to make it a longer-term deal. Hayter hitting it against Smith. This is Taylor. Mr. Warren. Steen just getting in front of Adi Pennock, who's one of the 2 former Bournemouth players in this Gillingham team. Pennock and Vince Bartram both used to play at Dean Court. Here's Cox. Warren. Neil Young. Steve Fletcher helping it on. Ashby there ahead of Gordon Watson.
We haven't seen too much of Gordon Watson so far in the match. Trying to get involved, but the ball's a little bit elusive to him.
Steen, he's found Gordon Watson now, who's just pulled it back. Santala digs it out against Steve Robinson. It's quite a contest between those 2. And now Taylor looking to get away. Young stays close to him and makes the tackle. Hayter. Robinson. Helped on by Steve Fletcher. Here's Watson. Still getting up to full fitness since he joined Bournemouth on non-contract terms, Gordon Watson. As ever, an inspirational figure.
Tremendous applause. Does give it 100% every game. Works hard. A truly committed player.
34 years of age now is Andy Hessenthaler. He signed a contract this season that will see him through to the end of next term. Six games unbeaten at the moment for Gillingham. Defeat by Luton, the only one that they've suffered in the last 10. And that's after a very slow start to the campaign. But having said that, they also started slowly last year and still ended up in that dramatic playoff final at Wembley. Here's Watson. Smith. Pennock. Jorgensen. And it's got through to Steen almost.
Not a bad ball at all from Jorgensen. Gillingham have to learn that Jorgensen, every time he gets it, he comes inside on his right foot. Just trying to feed it into Steen. He's unlucky. Steen could have done better.
Jorgensen has missed only 2 matches since he came in from AC Horsens in the summer. Taylor turning away neatly from Cox, and he's away from Young too. And a great save to deny him from Ovendale.
I think Taylor will be upset here. Ovendale came off his line. I thought he was going to be stranded, Ovendale. Taylor gets away after a good turn. Look at this. Taylor gets a chance to get it away. Could have gone round the keeper. The keeper gamble, his gamble has come off. Great chance of Robert Taylor. Has a look on his left foot. Out comes the keeper, off his chest.
Dale didn't throw himself on the ground. He stood up to Taylor as he was tearing in on his goal. Jorgensen. Cleared by Ashby.
Taylor just coming off the bench there, having a go at Southall. Wants a bit more.
Steve Fletcher trying to lay it off there to Steen. Clearly feeling that he was forced over.
I can see it over a bit away, but that for me looks a blatant push. The ref's only, what, 4 or 5 metres away from him?
And nothing given against Edge.
The Bournemouth bench below us. The scream is 2 teams referee. There's 2 teams in this match. Clearly unhappy.
Fox. Santala. This is Young. Ashby. It's Carl Fletcher. Better clear was by Pennock. This is Smith. Southall. Taylor. All given away to Jorgensen. Cleared by Ashby. Here's Jorgensen. And here's Watson. Good challenge by Pennock.
Watson just try to get inside Pennock, but Pennock got the vital touch.
Robinson.
I think the game's been played at a real good tempo here, Rob.
Warren hurling it in. Cleared by Smith and Carl Fletcher.
A little bit off balance, Fletcher. Good effort on his right foot.
A little fixture tomorrow that you might just want to clear your diary for. Scotland against England. Sky Sports 2 and interactive coverage on Sky Sports Extra. Our coverage starts from noon. And nationwide league action on Sunday comes from the City Ground. Nottingham Forest against a very improving Huddersfield team. That's on Sunday from noon. Sky Sports 2 also on Sky Sports Extra. Warren. Steve Fletcher, nice layoff to Mark Steen.
Streams of handball. Again, the ref had a good look at it. Play on, he says.
It's a nice combination they have up there, Bournemouth, with the strength of Fletcher and the skills of Steen.
Well, Fletcher's a big target man, isn't he? And this little fella playing off him. You see, just with his chest is a handball. Left hand comes across. The near-up's clear.
Steve Fletcher. It's Pennock. Taylor. Southall. Fox under pressure from Taylor. And Warren just managed to stab it away.
And the next goal, if there's a goal to come, Rob, is key. Gillingham get it, it's game over, I think. Bournemouth get it, well, could swing either way.
Hessenthaler. Who's been an influential factor in bringing about the Gillingham revival, Andy Hessenthaler. The dugouts here are very tight to the pitch, so as Mel Machin and Peter Taylor get their messages across. There's no chance of them not being heard.
Melmachin, quiet man. Oh, and Nigel Worthington. When Peter lost it a little bit.
It cost him £500 as a result of that fracas over the controversial goal at Blackpool earlier in the season. It's got pretty heated on the touchline in this fixture in the past. I remember Melmachin and Tony Pulis got involved in something of a fracas in the 3-3 draw at Dean Court, and of course Melmachin is now facing another alleged misconduct charge after the events in the cup tie against Notts County in the week, so it can get pretty heated down there. Watson getting it across, and it was clawed away by Bartram just as Steen was closing in behind him.
Well, Watson's cross was deflected, Bartram finds it funny. They're flying through there, one-handed, pushes it wide for a corner.
Bournemouth just getting their game together again. They were rocked by the goal from Thompson that put Gillingham ahead after Bournemouth themselves had been in the lead. Can they draw level before half-time? Cox! Yet to score this season, Ian Cox.
Rises well, you know, you think set pieces. Christmas beckoning, no goals yet for Cox. Decent player, good centre-half, just can't direct it goalwards.
6 goals for him last season. It's the away form really that's let Bournemouth down. They've won just 1 of the 11 games on their travels. Jorgensen, who's defending here, the man who got the goal at Chesterfield. Up against Nicky Southall here, Jorgensen, and he just got a toe to it. Taylor whipping it across to Hessenthaler.
It's amazing when Gillingham are on the attack. It's always Taylor, it's always Hessenthaler that are involved. It's a beautiful night, cold, crisp, ideal for football.
And it's a meeting of 2 clubs who really have come back from the brink. And in the last 6 years, both of them have been in receivership, rescued in different ways. Gillingham through the dynamic forces of Paul Scally and Tony Pulis, who dragged the team from the bottom 7 of the 3rd division to promotion and almost another promotion to the 1st division. And Bournemouth, who were put into a fans' trust as a result of their financial problems. And yet both aspiring 1st division teams now. Pennock, and Young here under pressure, coolly heads it back. And Pennock lets it go.
A good talk from his goalkeeper. Bartram screaming, keeper, keeper.
Taylor. Steen. This is Lewis.
I don't know what that's for, to be honest. Lewis using his strength. Referee feels unfairly. Lewis can't believe it, nor can I.
And there's uproar from the Gillingham fans as that free kick is given away. Paul Scally sits impassively as the free kick is taken. Hayter's cross towards Steve Fletcher.
Fletcher just got underneath it, you know. When they get it wide, Fletcher's the target.
Paul Scally, the Gillingham chairman, in the news again today as a new share issue has been issued. Alongside his wife there, they're bidding to raise £3.2 million to complete the building of the Redfern Avenue stand. It's a good combination with the dynamism of he and Tony Pulis, and it's sad that
A relationship that did so much for this football club looks like ending in the courtroom. Here's Southall. Warren to Jorgensen. Hessenthaler. Cox. And Hessenthaler gets it through towards Thompson, and Thompson shrugs off Warren. And Avondale makes another point-blank save, having earlier denied Taylor. Cleared by Cox. Lewis battling hard against Robinson.
Andy Thompson, for me, it's a great opportunity. I thought he could have taken it with his left foot and just put it to the right-hand post. Does well, uses his body strength. Now he just delays it slightly, gives the goalkeeper a chance. Gets across the defender well. Now if he hits it early, I think he goes to the far post, that's a goal. It's a golden opportunity for Thompson.
He'll rue the miss. But I know you've talked often in the past, Alan, about goalkeepers going to ground too early, and Avondale certainly stands up as the strikers are closing in.
Yeah, good goalkeeper. I just felt Thompson could have taken it earlier. Almost a side-footed pass to the far post would have done the trick.
Taken to Warren. Hayter. And Thompson making the tackle.
Good movement. Maybe disappointed. Normally tucks him away.
Robinson with a hit, and Cox almost got on the end of it. Fletcher. Cox. Here's Carl Fletcher. Looking for Steve Fletcher. Cleared back to Young. Worrying times these for Gillingham as the first half draws to a close. Cleared by Butters. Hayter. And well won by Paul Smith, who's been revelling in the role of captain this season. Finds the man who succeeded, Hessenthaler.
Cox is a little bit too quick for him. As you say, Smith is a driving force in this Gillingham side, along with Hessenthaler, foiled the Cox.
It's Edge with the throw-in.
The ball, pinball, Robinson again, and Cox diving in there. A good 15 minutes for Bournemouth, apart from that chance for Thompson for Gillingham.
Steen. Jorgensen, oh, that was a strong challenge from Southall, and that's going to bring further punishment, at least in the form of a free kick.
That's unfair to Jorgensen. He bounces straight up off the ground. It's a little bit late. Goes down, gets himself up quickly. No yellow card. A little bit late from Southall.
Hessenthaler. Neil Young with the throw. Points by Lewis. Fletcher. Hayter. Cleared by Butters. Fletcher's flick. Cleared by Pennock. Young. Carl Fletcher. Hessenthaler. Thompson looking for Taylor. Southall's throw-in.
Hessenthaler.
I don't think I've seen Hessenthaler get forward so much as I have this evening. Every opportunity is getting forward.
Here's Smith, and Thompson had managed to stay onside, and it was a vital challenge from Krista Warren.
A vital challenge, a bad ball from Smith, because you said, Rob, Thompson had beaten the offside trap beautifully.
Butters. Lewis. Taylor. Edge. Taylor again. Looking for Southall. Jorgensen tracking back. And he did well today.
Yeah, looks a good athlete today, Jorgensen. Southall lurking, trying to get on down the right-hand side. But Jorgensen's pacey. Always covering the ball. Good defensive qualities.
Jorgensen. 16. Jorgensen again. Game was ebbed and flowed so freely. We understand there'll actually be no stoppage time added on in this first half. Here's Young looking for Fletcher. Well played by Bartram. Edge. This is Hessenthaler. In slides Hayter. Pennock. Watson. And Steen.
Steen normally gobbles them up. It's normally bread and butter for him, just tucking them away. Pennock gets a little touch on it, makes it easier for Steen. Good little ball from Watson. There's the touch. Steen lets it drop. That's a poor finish. A real warning to Gillingham. 2-1 up. That should have been 2-2.
And for a striker of Steen's quality, something of a glaring miss. A keenly contested first half, and Gillingham just holding the edge at the break. But just as they did in this fixture 7 months ago, they had to come from behind after Steve Robinson, just as he had done in the last league meeting here, put Bournemouth ahead. And again, as had happened in the previous contest, Andy Hessenthaler was the man who equalised. But Andy Thompson, who didn't play that day, has established the lead and could have made it 3-1 before half-time. First goal came after just 3 minutes. A beautifully flighted ball from Young, finished off by the Northern Ireland international. His 4th goal against Gillingham in as many seasons. But Gillingham equalised with that shot arrowed in by Andy Hessenthaler, who's been an inspiration and sure enough was involved in the second goal, which was rounded off beautifully by Andy Thompson. It's Thompson's 6th goal of the season and the 150th goal of his club career. And at half-time, it's Gillingham who are in the lead here against Bournemouth by 2-1.
Well, just in case you've forgotten, tomorrow it is the Euro 2000 playoff first leg at Hampden Park, and we have it live, Sky Sports 2, and interactive coverage on Sky Sports Extra. The build-up is from midday. And then on Sunday, we're at the City Ground for Nottingham Forest against Huddersfield, going great guns at the top of the First Division, and Brian Clough will be part of our team at the City Ground. Half-time in the Friday night football at the Priestfield. Gillingham lead by the odd goal in 3. 5 attempts at goal apiece. 4-1 on target for the home side. And plenty of entertainment from a neutral point of view, certainly. No yellow cards either. Action areas very even. Bournemouth with more of the ball. and with plenty to do in the second half as well. Sam Allardyce has joined Ray Wilkins and Nigel Spackman this evening. Lots to get through. Let's have another look at the goals first of all. We didn't have to wait very long for the first one. Just 3 minutes gone, and Nigel, what a finish.
Fantastic ball in the first place from Neil Young, though, but great skill over his shoulder. Steve Robertson lets it go across, knows where the goal is. That's a lovely goal. Great start for Bournemouth. But this is a lovely pass, good timing in the run. Stops it away.
A Dalglish-esque finish. Lovely pass to set up the equaliser, Ray.
It's a fantastic pass, Marcus. He's spotted Andy Hessenthaler from a long way out, and the outside of his right foot, that really is a first-class pass.
Just what you were saying before, Robert Taylor's not just a goal scorer, is he?
He's got terrific feet, and he's spotted the run, and it's so delicate. It's a great ball.
And Hessenthaler involved in the next goal as well, Sam.
Yeah, he does battles well, puts a nice ball through. The defender's obviously got the wrong side of his man, but it's a good finish from Andy Thompson.
What have you made of Bournemouth so far, Sam? They've got this terrible away record.
Well, I think Mel's taken a risk tonight by playing 3 up front and you know, Gillingham, the force that they are in this division at home. I think that was a bit too much of a risk. And like I said, I thought that, you know, the midweek cup game would tell on them in terms of the physical condition. And I think they look a little bit off the pace for a while, come back into the game, but it's going to be difficult for them to come back now, I think.
They've had to thank their keeper, Mark Avondale, for a couple of very important saves before half-time as well, Nigel. First of all, to keep out Robert Taylor.
Yeah, I think he came off his line very well here. It was a bad touch, actually, from Robert Taylor there. Took him wide. But,
and Thompson here, Alan thought he should have done better.
Well, Alan being a striker felt he should have done better, but you know, he would have put that in the back of the net, but most probably I'd have done the same as Thompson there, hit the goalkeeper.
Yeah, definitely. Mark Stein might have equalised just before the interval for the Cherries. He's had a very good run of form in recent weeks, in recent years, of course, but that was a little embarrassing, Ray.
It was good football. I think, he, as Sam was saying during the game, just took his eye off it, saw the goalkeeper coming out and had a little bit of a panic up, and he's not hit it cleanly. But it was good football to get in there. Great ball from Gordon Watson.
So, at half-time, Gillingham lead by 2-1. If they win, they will go 4th in the second division this evening. When we come back, we'll bring you up to date with all the other games that are taking place tonight. See you in a couple of minutes. Coming up live tomorrow night, World Championship Boxing. The evening starts at 10 with a world title fight from Hull. Yorkshire's Paul Ingle challenging Manuel Medina for the IBF featherweight title. And after midnight, we're off to Vegas in the countdown to the big one. Evander Holyfield against Lennox Lewis. For more information on the fight, call 0990 800 888. That's 0990 800 888. Holyfield against Lewis is live only on Sky Box Office. Now then, some latest scores for you. In the first division at half-time, it's Grimsby 1, Charlton 2. Charlton second at the start of play. Richard Rufus has scored both the goals for them. A Lee Ashcroft penalty for Grimsby. Ipswich 0, Tranmere 0. Mark Venus missed a penalty for Ipswich. Swindon 0, Norwich 0. And the latest score, Walsall 0, Port Vale 0. That game kicked off at 8 o'clock. In Division 2, Brentford 2, Scunthorpe 2. Brentford were 2 up in that one. Cambridge 2, Luton 0. Cardiff 1, Chesterfield 0. Millwall 0, Wrexham 0. Preston 2, Notts County 0. Preston third at the start of play. Notts County the leaders. Jonathan Mackin with both the goals for North End. And it's Wigan 1, Wycombe 1. Wigan the only unbeaten side in the country. Guess who? Stuart Barlow on target for them. His 18th goal of the season. Jermaine McSporran had put Wycombe in front. And in Division 3, it's Carlisle 1, Peterborough the leaders 1, Darlington 1, Torquay 0, 7:30 kick-off there, they're into the second half. Halifax 0, Exeter 0, Lincoln 1, York 1, Northampton 2, Cheltenham 1, Rotherham 0, Leyton Orient 0, Rotherham third at the moment, Shrewsbury 0, Swansea 1, and Southend 0, Hull 0. In our live second division game, it is 2-1 to Gillingham at half-time. Bournemouth took the lead, the Gills equalising with a beautiful goal. Taylor with that pass outside of the foot, and Hessenthaler steering it into the far corner. And we're looking for more in the second half, Sam, aren't we?
We are, certainly. I think there's going to be more goals, more chances. It's going to have to be an open game now. Bournemouth are going to have to come out and try and get back into the game and get second. Might leave a lot of spaces for Bob Taylor and co.
No changes, by the way, in either lineup at half-time. Gillingham now 29 goals scored this season, Ray. They've won 5 in a row at home prior to tonight. It's going to take some stopping, isn't it?
They look very strong at home. They're a very forceful outfit, and if they can defend properly, there's no reason why they shouldn't go on and win the game. But I think one of the main aspects is the breaking from midfield. You've got Robinson for Bournemouth, Hessenthaler looks tireless from midfield, and those two have both been on the score sheet.
Nigel, can your beloved Bournemouth fight back?
Well, it could have done with Mark Stein putting that in just before half-time, and it would have balanced it up again. But Bournemouth have always got a chance to play good football, create chances. But the bad thing for them is that Rob Taylor hasn't scored yet, so could be interesting.
Good point. OK, let's rejoin our match commentators, Alan Brazil and Rob Hawthorne.
Andy Hessenthaler has been goal maker and goal scorer already tonight. Indeed, the goal that he scored to equalise was the first league goal that he's managed since the one against Bournemouth here back in April. But you still wouldn't write Bournemouth off as Gillingham prepare to get the second half underway. Remember, it was 3-3 between these sides at Dean Court 13 months ago. Bournemouth were 2-1 up and 3-2 down in that contest before they managed an 88th minute equaliser through Mark Stein. So while there's plenty of spirit in the Gillingham ranks, there's plenty of it in equal measure in the Bournemouth ranks too. So we may be in for another roller coaster ride in the second half. Gillingham starting strongly, looking for that man Taylor, putting pressure on Warren and forcing him to concede the throw. Southall back to Lewis. And here is Hessenthaler. Neil Young, who set up the goal for Steve Robinson in the first half, who just overhits that one for Watson. Neil Young, who scored 2 of the 3 goals he's managed in his career against Gillingham. One of them was in that 3-3 home draw 13 months ago. Hessenthaler against Young. Robinson, now Cox. This is Krista Warren. Now Klaus Jorgensen, who's done a steady job. Warren. Clearance was by Butters. This is Steen. Jorgensen. Robinson. Watson letting it run, and it's cleared by Pennock.
It's important Gillingham don't defend too deep now. You know, they're onto this lead 2-1. They must clear the lines and get up, push out. Because that experience Bournemouth have up front could still hurt them.
Fletcher snatching back at the header, and it's cleared by Lewis to Young. Good interception by Edge. Thompson here looking to pick out Hessenthaler, but it's behind him. Edge latches onto it. Cox. Ball had gone out for a throw-in. Bournemouth haven't beaten Gillingham here for 16 years in the league. Indeed, Nigel Spatman was playing for Bournemouth the last time that they won here. John Beck was among the scorers, and it was a 5-2 victory. It was Southall, Cox, Robinson. Jorgensen. It's away from Smith. Thompson. And Smith has made the run from midfield. And his attempt at getting it across is blocked.
Good cover there from Fletcher. Made up a lot of ground on Smith. See the away side probing away.
Hessenthaler's corner. Butters was the player who latched onto the flick on. Knocked back by Lewis. Southall. Here's Hessenthaler, who took the original corner.
Watson just running across Hessenthaler. He's so positive, this little fella. Just knocks it into space. You can see Watson struggling with the pace. Gets across him. Free kick.
Tyler enlisting the support of Edge for the free kick. Tyler who takes it. Taylor! And the goal-scoring man of the moment has the Gillingham fans in raptures again. The £1.5 million man puts them 3-1 up.
Well, Steve Bob Taylor, Robert Taylor, I should say, have better games, but this is a crucial goal. Right on the 6-yard line. Beautiful header. The delivery's superb. Towers above the centre-half. And a smashing header. Rises well, stretches the next muscles, hits the back of the net.
Suddenly Joe Royle may have to raise his offer, although I'm pretty sure the Manchester City man has a fixed idea of what he wants to pay for Taylor.
Peter Taylor was diving off the bench. That's a crucial goal for me, the third one for Gillingham. Because Bournemouth are still dangerous. Now Bournemouth have to gamble and hit back quick.
Another demonstration of why Peter Taylor wants to hang on to Robert Taylor. Steve Fletcher.
I'd like to see Bournemouth use a bit more of Steve Fletcher, Rob. I think he's a good target man. Now they've got to gamble. They've got to get the ball forward and try and build. Steen's gone down in a heap. Tackle from behind. Barry Ashby, the culprit. Referee says play on.
Gillingham do play on with Taylor looking for Southall, and Southall's got inside Cox.
Good chance. Southall, that's a beautiful touch. Now just finish on his left foot. It's not there.
Southall, a man with his mind on other things at the moment. His wife expecting a baby at any moment. Bournemouth minds focused on this injury to Mark Steen, who was the victim of a challenge by Barry Ashby that went unpunished by the referee, and it was from that resulting break that Southall had that opening.
It looked to me it was from behind. You know, Steen immediately went to ground. You can see he's still struggling. It's a centre-half challenge, isn't it? From behind, nowhere near the ball. Oh, looking at that angle, I just wonder if he's turned his ankle.
Hobbling off awkwardly as Bournemouth count the cost of possibly another injury. May not be too long before we see him back on though. Tyler. Sure enough, Steen is back on for Bournemouth. And Young relieves the pressure.
Nice wonder. Machin looking anxiously as Steen returns to the fray. I wonder, shake of the head. It's a poor goal to concede the third one. It's a straight marking job. But Taylor above everyone with a good, well, beautiful planted header.
Jorgensen. Warren. Header away by Ashby. Jorgensen, Steve Robinson, Lewis, and now Taylor. He's got Young to beat, and Cox was coming back as well.
Beautiful goal from Lewis. Taylor just couldn't take it in stride.
Butters. This time it's Thompson. Tyler got into the box, and it was important that Ian Cox got there.
Bournemouth are all over the shop now at the back. Cox, look at the three of them. Look at Taylor all on his own, but Hesson Chandler makes a positive run. Bournemouth at the moment, ball watching.
Thompson. Lewis had got into the area, but the appeals for handball well outside the box against Cox, and nothing given anyway.
Yeah, clear handball as well.
Here's Fletcher. Angled it through to Steve Fletcher. Smith. It's Nicky Southall. An ambitious ball to Taylor, and Young gets it away. Gillingham might have had something to say about that had the original handball not having been given, if it led to a break and a goal at the other end. But fortunately for Gillingham, it didn't. Look how far Taylor has come back to track and harry. Still broken through to Neil Young though, and his cross is blocked by Lewis. The goal now would breathe renewed life into Bournemouth's hopes in this match. Fox was pulled from the back, Warren to take the corner. Headed away by Ashby. Tyler just guarding it from Warren. Watson. There's Hayter. Robinson. Played by Hessenthaler. It's frantic stuff in the Gillingham area. Robinson. Hayter looking to deliver, and Bartram here's under pressure. He did very well under pressure to hold on to it.
Yeah, he did, because Fletcher come flying in. I'm pretty certain if he drops the ball, it's a free kick. And the referee just allowing the game to fly. Big high ball in the box. Bartram keeps a good look on it under heavy pressure.
Here's Watson. Neil Young with the throw. Robinson coming to show for him. Finding Hayter though. Anywhere will do at the moment for Gillingham, such as the constant pressure. Pennock though gets it away from Steen and finds Nicky Southall. Smith has moved up on the outside of him. A more direct route would be towards Thompson and Taylor. He's found Andy Thompson. Southall had continued his run there, and there could have been an opening had the ball been right.
Go for it, Blitz!
Robinson. This is Jorgensen. Carl Fletcher. Crystal Warren. And it could fall to Carl Fletcher here. Now Ashby's challenge. They were up appealing immediately to the referee, who was unconvinced anyway that it was a penalty, but Ashby very unhappy about the way that Fletcher went down.
Rob, I think Ashby catches him. I do, but the ball's going away from him. But I think Ashby definitely catches him. Here's a touch, it's gone away. Ashby immediately looking at the ref.
Edge gets it across and Taylor scores again. Taylor adds more to his value with his second goal on the night, and Gillingham are 4-1 up.
That's a body blow, a hammer blow to Bournemouth. Taylor, yeah, we're all talking about him. Big move, maybe. Possibly down the cards. In where it hurts, on the 6-yard line. Right foot finish. And that'll do nicely. Peter Taylor's men march on. Good ball in the box, 6 yards out, and tucks it away beautifully. Again, Bournemouth caught at the back, taking chances, pushing forward. It's Christopher Warren who was trying to get hold of Taylor.
Willie Huck has come on. And also a change for Gillingham as well, with Nyron Noseworthy coming on. Here's Jorgensen.
I think the signs were there, Rob. Bournemouth defensively, they're just a little bit naive, square, watching the ball. Taylor's not the quickest, but that's a good finish. In where it hurts.
Here's Taylor again, who's on now for his third consecutive hat-trick in as many league appearances here. What a remarkable record that would be.
I bet he hasn't got a yellow ball.
Confirmation of that other change, and it's to Taylor's strike partner, Nyron Noseworthy, is the man who's come on to take the place of Andy Thompson. He's only 19, the new man. He's yet to score his first senior goal. This is his 18th appearance. Hessenthaler. Hessenthaler. And Southall gets it across, and it's cleared by Cox. Can they angle it back here to Noseworthy, who's waiting? Lewis was in there, causing all sorts of problems.
Lovendale came to the near post as well and gets himself in all sorts of problems. It's a half-decent ball in the box. Cox and the keeper. Cox saying, I'll deal with it. And then Ovendale punching it out.
Cleared by Watson.
It's getting a bit heated out there now. Incredible. This is where Ashby was absolutely raging. Does he catch that left foot? Well, I thought there was contact. You can see Watson believes too as well. And then suddenly, up the other end, great ball in the box. And Taylor between two. Good finish.
That little sequence could well turn out to be the deciding factor in this match, because had Bournemouth scored from a penalty, 3-2 would have given them real hope. But for Gillingham to go and score a fourth at the other end in the immediate aftermath was a cruel, cruel blow for the visitors. Here's Taylor. Here's Cox. Jorgensen. Sistine. And it's got across towards Fletcher, and he couldn't convert it. He was as surprised as anyone that it reached him.
Oh, Rob, what a chance. Steen's ball into the box, and Fletcher only has to make contact here. That's a great chance, 7 yards out. You're right, Rob, he was surprised. Pennick misses it, totally miskicks it.
There's Neil Young. Jorgensen. Hessenthaler. Smith. Trying to set Taylor off through the middle. The goalkeeper came, hesitated, and in the end the ball carried through to him anyway. Now Warren, who's played at left back in the reshuffle brought about by the substitution. Jorgensen's now playing as right back with Young partnering Cox in the centre of defence, where Bournemouth were being ripped to shreds, and that's what really forced the manager's hand. Here's Young. Jorgensen. Butters. Noseworthy. Jorgensen. Fletcher. Jorgensen. Robinson. With a throw. Cleared by Pennick to Steve Fletcher. Tried to lay it back into the path of Carl Fletcher, but it's cleared by Southall. Taylor was up on his own against Cox, and the referee having to step in as there was a bit of afters in the
penalty area after the ball had gone, and although Taylor has played on here, the referee has blown long since and had to intervene on a dispute in the Gillingham penalty area, and he's just about to consult with his assistant as to what happened and how clear a view he got of it.
I think Watson might be in trouble here. The goalkeeper's well out of his box. This will be interesting now.
And who is John Kirkby calling out here? Well, it appears that no one got a clear view amongst the officials of what had happened.
Fletcher just missed. You watch Steen and Pennock. Steen's volleyed Pennock. That's the problem. Watson went over the referee, but clearly it's Mark Steen.
Guy Butter still engaging in conversation with Steen about what happened, but no further action is taken, and obviously you can't blame the officials for that. If they haven't seen it clearly, then no further action.
If they hadn't seen it, Robbie was off. You can't just put something like that.
Lewis, Cox, Watson. This is Young. Confirmation of the substitutions made by both teams. Nyron Noseworthy coming on at a good stage of the game to take the place of Andy Thompson. And Bournemouth bringing about a reshuffle in defence, taking off James Hayter and bringing on in his place Willie Huck, the Frenchman that they signed from Arsenal.
Watson just gliding past Smith. Smith's arm came out. That's why the free kick's given. For Bournemouth now, wow, let's get everyone forward. Every opportunity. They need a goal quick.
Here's Jorgensen.
Tell you one thing Peter Taylor has installed in this Gillingham side, Rob. They're working so hard to close. The hunting in pack, closing the ball, pressing.
Steen. There's Warren. And the new man Huck. Didn't get the better of Southall. Ashby steps in. Southall gets it away. Off Cox. Robinson gets it back, but it won't run all the way with it. And Levendale has to come a long way from his goal to make sure that Taylor can't make merry yet again. There's Steve Fletcher.
Somehow got to get around Fletcher. When the ball goes forward to the big target man, they've got to try and get around them for the knockdowns and the layoffs. They're not going up fast enough to Fletcher, Bournemouth.
Watson. Ashby gets it away. Well, after what happened back at Wembley in May, Gillingham fans don't take anything for granted. At 4-1 up, you would think, wouldn't you, that the 3 points were fairly safe. And certainly if Bournemouth continue to give away possession as easily as that, then you'd say they were very safe.
Don't keep reminding them, Rob. It's a sore point.
Young backpedaling there against the new man. Here's Edge. Edge, like Nyron Noseworthy, is a product of Gillingham's youth system, which is something that Peter Taylor will obviously look to develop in a very good catchment area where they are the only major football league club for miles around. And there's a good, strong footballing tradition with youth football around these parts. Hessenthal.
Silly challenge from Jorgensen there. No need for that. Hessenthal is going nowhere. He's giving the ball out. That's going out. It's reckless.
It's floated over Young's head, and Taylor could be in again here. Young, though, gets it away.
What Joe was making of all this.
And it It was a very quiet start to this match by Taylor. He was almost a peripheral figure at the beginning, but I suppose that's the mark of good strikers. Well, they remain anonymous for a while and then suddenly provide the killer punch. And Taylor has done that with 2 goals in this second half. Southall gets it in again. And Young taking no chances whatsoever and conceding the corner.
Surely his keeper's got to help him there. Well, he's probably 6 yards out when he's heading this ball. Keeper comes, stop. He's got to be talking to him.
The Bournemouth defence has been stretched consistently in this second half. And their agonies may not be over yet with 20 minutes to go. Ashby climbing for the corner, but it's cleared from in front of him. Southall looking to pick up the pieces. There's Noseworthy. And he's hit one, and a good save.
Well, his left foot catches it well. Go for that far post again. Noseworthy, Ovendale, over. Just gets the slightest touch. Perhaps might hit the post or just wide. Keeper can't take a chance. Good save.
Hessenthaler's corner. Southall. That would have been a blockbuster.
Well, right in front of the Raynham end. They're enjoying this tonight. 5 goals, 4 to the home side. Southall just waiting for it to dip.
Lewis. Smith. Mr. Warren. Steve Fletcher to Gordon Watson. And this is Steen, and it broke unkindly for him.
Beautiful ball from Watson. Steen's first touch on his right foot, not good enough. Sort of on his right, hits his left knee. Good ball from Watson.
Steen perhaps offers Bournemouth their best hope of getting back into this match.
I think Mel Meach has had enough, and there's a few changes coming.
Here's Taylor.
Oh. No, he's so dangerous, this fella. But should he get the shot away here? He's a big lad. Look at the time he's got. Takes it on his right foot. Goes for power. Just over the top.
Hat-tricks in his last 2 league games here against Wrexham and against former Gillingham manager Tony Pulis' current club, Bristol City. And it's no wonder the fans have come here with their banners begging him to stay. Here's Taylor again. Noseworthy gets in. Hessenthaler. And here's Lewis. Southall. Pennock.
Rob, I don't really want to make this sounds like it's the Robert Taylor show tonight, but what a second half he's having. What a ball is this? Fantastic, on the run, right foot, drills it in with pace, and Carroll knows it. To be honest, he should have scored there.
Flick on by Steve Fletcher, and here's Lewis. Cole Fletcher. Jorgensen.
Always the keeper's ball. Disappointing ball into the box.
It was quite evenly contested in the first half, and yet in the second half, the way the game has gone, the scoreline could have been even more embarrassing than it is for Bournemouth. Here's Young, who was switched into the centre as Mel Machin decided to ring the changes in a damage limitation exercise. Young with the throw. Here's Robinson. Jorgensen. Steen. And it's Robinson who's pulled it across.
That's a beautiful move from Bournemouth. Beautiful move. Good awareness from Steen. Someone should be on the end of this. Nothing wrong with this at all. Great ball at the box. Fletcher can't make up the ground.
Here's Cox. Watson. Crystal Warren. And Steve Fletcher in frustration just hauls Butters down.
You're right, Rob, it was frustration, but he's got to be careful because his arm certainly caught Butters, and referees can easily produce cards for this. Have a look at the big centre forward. Maybe a bit fortunate getting away with it.
Unlike the previous incident, John Kirkby did have a clear view of that, but took a lenient view. What a match coming up tomorrow. No hype needed. Scotland against England. The prize at stake, a place in Euro 2000 over 2 legs, of course. First match Saturday from noon on Sky Sports 2 with interactive coverage on Sky Sports Extra. And action from the top end of the First Division in our nationwide league coverage on Sunday from noon as promotion-chasing Huddersfield go to Nottingham Forest. That's also on Sky Sports 2 and Sky Sports Extra. With those matches match the entertainment value that we've had tonight, we could be in for quite a weekend.
You're going to see 5 goals tomorrow, aren't you? 2-0 for Scotland again.
I won't mention Stuart Kennedy and that England 5-goal hammering back in the 70s. Here's Hessenthaler.
Certainly missed the beat he scored.
Jorgensen. Carl Fletcher. Here's Smith.
Smith has spotted the keeper off his line. That's why he tried to curl one in there. Smith. Industrious type of player. Up and down. Venturing forward now with this cushion. 3-goal cushion.
Jorgensen. Here's Carl Fletcher. This is Crystal Warren. Steen. Carl Fletcher looking for Jorgensen. Edge comes across to him. Neil Young.
Again, Gillingham working hard. Edge, first of all, closing down, then Noseworthy. Taylor obviously installing at the training ground. Work, close, even 4-1 up.
Crossed by Robinson. And Bartram unchallenged. Good quick thinking by the goalkeeper. Noseworthy is the furthest Gillingham player forward. Has to do it all on his own.
I'm not going to say it. After good work. I don't know what he was trying there. It's an exciting game. 18 chances. Bournemouth played the part first half, but on target 8 against 1.
Cox. Steen, Watson, and now Jorgensen. Steen.
Anything, Rob. Bournemouth are overplaying here. He had a chance to let fly there, Jorgensen. Oh, that was a shuddering tackle there from Young. Knows well, they're just holding it up. All of a sudden, bang! Oof, dear. That could have been nasty.
Taking his determined spirit a little too far.
Talking about England-Scotland, Rob. Peter Taylor, did he play in that game when Dalglish scored against Ray Clements? Hampden?
Not sure.
Little feeling he did.
No, he won 4 caps, and I feel he played a couple of times at home international, so very well have done. Here's Hessenthaler. Peter Taylor's more recent involvement with the England setup was as a coach. Returned to club management with good effect. Had to wait for his 6th league game in charge before he had his first win.
So Steve Steele had a little kick again there. No, he had a kick early on. He's just got to calm down here. Just as that ball was going out. And you can see the look in his face. It's not been a happy night. Just got to be a little bit sensible here. You can see Pennock seen out. Have a look at this. It's just a little get out of the way nudge.
Vince Bartram is taking plenty of time over this goal kick, and it appears that there's 1 or 2 verbal confrontations going on, and Mr. Kirkby is having to play his Henry Kissinger role. And still, Steen and Ashby are involved in meaningful discussions.
Come on, girls, let's get on with it.
Here's Noseworthy. Hessenthaler. Butters. Taylor. And it's been helped on by Smith to Robert Taylor.
It's good defending from Young. Didn't. And Taylor tried to just nick it over him and go for the volley. Young stayed on his feet well. I just feel Bournemouth have got to get a few strikes on target now, Rob. It's nice passing. It just fizzles out.
Robinson. Crossed by Young, cleared by Lewis to Noseworthy. Taylor on the far side to his right. This is Hessenthaler bombing forward.
Good talking there from Hessenthaler, telling Noseworthy, hold it, hold it, hold it, now give me it. It's good talking.
Watson taking over from Cox. A waste in the end.
He's gone there, Gordon. I think he's look at the foundations of the new stand. Rocked off the pitch. Taylor, good skills. Just try to lob it over Young. Young not falling for it this time.
Well, by Taylor this time, who's never played above this level, which is why he wants to test himself. Suffered an ankle injury at the time of Manchester City's initial interest. Here's Young. Cox. Jorgensen. Hessenthaler.
Doing a lot of work, isn't it? Just beginning to feel the pace a little bit now.
Robinson. Watson.
Just think of Taylor's price now. Another couple of goals tonight. What was that, $1.5 million, Rob? You know, in today's football, it's nothing.
the goal kick.
I think Bournemouth now thinking, come on, ref, blow the whistle. Let's get in the shower and let's get home.
Well, Bournemouth conceded 2 and scored 2 in this phase of the game in midweek in their FA Cup replay against Notts County, but I'm sure hopes of such a revival tonight are even beyond Mel Machin's wildest dreams. Edge. Taylor. Here's Noseworthy. Hessenthal.
That's where he's good, Rob. He's always available just to lay it back.
Smith. Robinson. This is Carl Fletcher. Watson. Well left by Pennock.
It's a terrible situation we're in. You know, 3 goals behind, few minutes remaining. You know the game's over. You have to keep going.
Edge. Come back by Watson. Edge felt he'd been fouled earlier by Jorgensen. Taylor. Noseworthy. Southall. Now Lewis. Young getting it away just as Taylor was looking to turn inside him. Edge. Hessenthaler. Pulled across by Edge. Just lets it run out. It's a result that, depending on events elsewhere, should see Gillingham move up the table and give a warning to their other rivals in the second division that the playoff hangover is now out of their system.
Yeah, you just get the feeling, Rob, what's happening here, the new stand. Peter Taylor here, there's a lot of spirit at Gillingham. Ambitious chairman.
Despite the building work here, there are long-term plans to relocate to a new venue as they look to capitalise on the enormous potential of this area.
Well, it's a vast area, no doubt about it.
Not bad for a club that only 6 years ago finished 1 place and 4 points above Halifax in the year that they were relegated to the conference.
So again, you know, Bournemouth is knocking about, Rob. Nice, but they're not hurting Gillingham. You might as well get it forward to Fletcher. Try and build off him.
Watson, now Cox. This is Jorgensen, again good constructive passing movement from Bournemouth, but is there a cutting edge? Noseworthy comes to close them down, and that's where Gillingham have been impressive when they haven't had the ball.
What are you saying there? Go and get it in the box. Get it in the box, a danger area.
Double substitution now being made by Gillingham. They're going to bring on Mark Saunders and Brian McGlinchey. And Andy Hessenthaler is coming off, and he is the nationwide man of the match for another inspirational display. It's his equaliser that brought Gillingham back into the game after they'd gone a goal down early on, and he really has done all the prompting. Mark Saunders coming on. Roland Edge is the other player who's gone off. And apart from Saunders, the other man who's come on is Brian McGlinchey, the former Northern Ireland under-21 international who was at Manchester City but had left for Port Vale by the time of the playoff final back in May.
He's a sweet left foot, this fella. Not on the side. I've seen him, he's impressed me.
He was credited with a winning goal against Cheltenham in the FA Cup in the week, McGlinchey. Cleared by Butters.
That's a good 3 points on Peter Taylor's side. Sets him up nicely coming into the Christmas games. If they can keep a hold of this fella, who knows? Could be Wembley again.
Here's Taylor. Worried about Taylor's welfare. John Kirkby steps in with a bounce up. There's McGlinchey. Lewis. He's got it through to Southall, who's lined it up for Taylor.
The crowd dying for him to get his hat-trick. Another hat-trick. Good ball from Lewis. Lewis can play anyway, he can play up front as well. It's a good ball. Taylor on his right foot, getting deflection from Cox.
Well, the corner may yet give him one last chance of getting that hat-trick of hat-tricks in league games here. Butters and Noseworthy, other contenders to get on the end of a corner. Take has now had to be changed with Hessenthaler having gone off. So it's Brian McGlinchey who assumes the responsibility. And there was a clear pull out of the way there by Saunders. A warning for the leading clubs in the second division. Peter Taylor's Gillingham are now on the march. The playoff hangover well and truly out of the system, as shown by an excellent display when they recovered from going a goal down. And Robert Taylor with 2 more the goals for his tally, bringing joy to the fans who came here with posters begging him to stay at the club. Didn't get off on a very good footing for Gillingham though, when Bournemouth took the lead as early as 3 minutes into the contest. Robinson sweetly latching onto that ball from Neil Young. But even before half-time, Gillingham had drawn themselves level thanks to Andy Hessenthaler, and had moved ahead thanks to Hessenthaler's prompting and Andy Thompson's finish. The Scotsman's goals added to in the second half with a double for Robert Taylor. The first, a well-planted header, and the second one getting on the end of that cross from Roland Edge. It's a comfortable win in the end for a Gillingham team who ran Bournemouth ragged in the second half and have notched up a handsome win. Chairman, I'm sure, beaming with delight at a victory that's seen Gillingham won by 4 goals to 1. And just another little note for you amongst the goal scorers for Gillingham: England 3, Scotland 1. So the final score, Gillingham 4, Bournemouth 1.
Thank you, Rob and Alan. Now, coming up tomorrow night, a great double bill of international sport. First up, Scotland against England in the first leg of the Euro 2000 qualifier. That's live from 12 noon on Sky Sports 2, and for Sky Digital viewers, it's live and interactive on our new digital channel, Sky Sports Extra. And then, over on Sky Box Office, the evening starts at 10 with a world title fight from Hull. Yorkshire's Paul Ingle challenging Manuel Medina for the IBF featherweight title. And after midnight, we're off to Vegas, and the countdown to the big one, Evander Holyfield against Lennox Lewis. For more information on that fight, call 0990 800 888. That's 0990 800 888. International football on Sky Sports 2 and Sky Sports Extra, and Holyfield against Lewis on Sky Box Office. What more could you ask for? Well, if you're a Gillingham fan, you could ask for promotion, and they're certainly moving in the right direction after a drubbing of Bournemouth. 4 goals to 1. They're into the top 6 now. We'll have reaction from the Priestfield when we come back. Welcome back to the Priestfield, where Gillingham have seen off Bournemouth by 4 goals to 1, having gone a goal down after just 3 minutes. They managed 14 attempts at goal, 8 on target, 6 corners as well. They're a good team to watch at the moment. Plenty of incident, but no bookings, which has been a story of our nationwide games this season. Action areas in the first half, very even. Over the piece, Bournemouth have more of the ball, which is a slight surprise. Second half, They attacked, they had their opportunities, but they couldn't get back into it. Let's hear from two of Gillingham's heroes, Robert Taylor and Andy Hessenthaler, and now talking to Alan Bentley.
Andy, if I can start with you, a splendid victory. And it does seem that any playoff hangover is well and truly over.
Oh, definitely. You know, we're on the way up now again, and you know, I don't know how the results have gone tonight, but hopefully we've crept up a few more places. But absolutely delighted. We started off a little bit sloppy, obviously give a goal away early, but you know, come back into it, and absolutely delighted with the performance.
And for you, another goal against Bournemouth, and the second goal which you set up, you've just been given a bit of stick, hadn't you, for a misplaced pass?
Yeah, that's right. A little bit of a bite with the manager, but that's part of the game. But yeah, no, nice to score, and obviously make the second goal. But yeah, absolutely delighted performance. Absolutely delighted for Bob again. Another couple of goals, and you know, we're on a roll.
With a little band coming up, just nice to remind the manager what you can do, I suppose.
Yeah, that's right. And obviously a suspension coming up, and a little rest for my legs. So yeah, but you know, great performance. Delighted.
Bob, we can bring you in. Was there a bit of pressure on you out there just to seem to fulfil this reputation that seems to be growing around you?
I've just got to get out there and enjoy myself every game, you know. I'm playing for Gillingham Football Club. I've just got to give 100% every week.
Now the chairman standing over there. I mean, where, honestly, do you see your future?
Well, at the moment, I'm a Gillingham player. If anything, you know, comes off, it does. But at the moment, I give 100% for the club.
I mean, is it a balance between wanting to prove yourself at a higher level and wanting to see the job through here?
Everyone wants to play at a higher level, obviously. You know, if the chance comes, you know, I'd love to take it. But at the moment, I've got to keep on digging in here and you know, performing for the lads.
Well done to both of you. Andy, in fact, is our nationwide man of the match. Bob, if you can present that to him.
Cheers, Robbie. Cheers.
Well done. Cheers, fella.
15 goals for Robert Taylor in his last 13 games, 8 in 3 at home. That is some record, but could those prove to be his last goals for the club? Only time will tell. Sam Allardyce is with us tonight alongside Ray and Nigel. You fancied Gillingham before the start, and in the end they were pretty comfortable winners, weren't they?
Yes, a convincing victory for Gillingham, and after the shock of going 1-0 down so early on, they've really come back with a storm and thoroughly deserved the victory.
They're a side that's just oozing confidence at the moment, Ray, aren't they?
Well, I think you can see that. You see the tempo they played at, Marcus. They played at a very, very high tempo, and I thought Lewis, as well as Hessenthaler in midfield, was superb. And with Taylor up front, you've only got to stick it in the box, and he seems to put his head or his boot on it. So it's going well for him. I'm pleased for Peter.
Of course, the big question is, can they keep him? How important is it going to be for Peter Taylor and co to keep Bob Taylor at Gillingham, Nigel?
Very important, but I think finances dictate there. If someone comes in with a good offer and they feel it's a good offer, then they're going to take the money, aren't they, and let Bob move on. But you've got to replace people like that, and it's very, very difficult, as any manager will tell you. If you lose your top goal scorer, it's very hard to replace them.
And what of your beloved Bournemouth? Trampled underfoot the Cherries tonight, weren't they?
Yes, they were, unfortunately. Like it, Marcus. They were, unfortunately, but they got off to a great start again, as they did last season. Went 1-0 up, and then soon found themselves 2-1 down. But if Mark Steen had stuck that one in just before half-time, it might have been a different game. But they've had a lot of injuries.
Lovely finish here, wasn't it?
Fantastic. As you said, Kenny Dalglish-like, but it was a great ball through from Neil Young. Here we go.
David Platt against Belgium, and
yes,
right.
It's a great strike, fantastic technique.
Well, at that stage there was great hope for the Cherries. They'd managed just one away win all season, up to tonight, but it didn't take long for Gillingham to get back on terms, and that was a pretty special goal as well.
Yeah, it's a great... Well, initially it comes from a big punt down the middle, miscontrolled by the defender, but Bob Taylor has a look up outside of the right boot. Lovely way to pass. Hessenthaler finishes really, really well. It's all about hitting the target here and keeping it down, and he's done that smash, and keeper's beaten all ends up.
How do you think Joe Royal will be feeling tonight, Nigel, if, as we believe, he's interested in signing Robert Taylor? We've seen him set up that one, score a couple.
Well, I think he'll just be pleased that he's thrown in the back of the net again, and he knows that he's not just a goal scorer, as Ray said before. He creates chances, and I think Man City are having a fine season, and they're always looking to strengthen their squad. And I think if they can get a goal scorer who can score, you know, 15, 20 goals a season, you know, that's what Joe's looking for. The price might have gone up a little bit tonight.
That's the point I was thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, but I think if you're ambitious and he's the man for the job, if Joe thinks he is, then he'll try and get him.
Avondale made a couple of good saves in the first half, right, didn't he?
He stood up very well, yeah. This was another good save. That's Thompson going through there, and it's a good save there from him. He stands up very well indeed, as he did on the one before.
Thompson, who scored the second goal, should have taken it earlier, perhaps. That's certainly what Alan was saying at the time.
Well, I think it was making sure that he'd got himself clear of the defender, and I think that was his first thing that he had in mind.
Now, in hindsight, that was a key miss, wasn't it?
Oh, it's a crucial part of the game for Bournemouth. I mean, to go in at 2-2, having been 1-0 up, 2-1 down, then going at 2-2, it would have changed the whole course of the game, probably. But, you know, I still say Bournemouth run out of legs tonight after the midweek fixture against Notts County, extra time. and in the end they looked a little bit weary and a little bit tired.
We were debating whether that was a free kick or not, you know, in the first place, but the ball comes in and there's Rob Taylor, as I said at half-time, he hasn't scored yet. That was the worrying thing for Bournemouth. And just into the second half when he scores, fine header. Good ball in, good pace on it, gets across to the defender, keeper no chance.
Now, this was another important part of the game, wasn't it? Penalty or not, Sam?
I think it looked like a penalty, and generally you get them when they look like that. I mean, he's played the ball away from the defender's gone to ground, and generally it's normally given. And then straight up the other end, Ray, and Gillingham made it safe.
Well, that's sod's law, isn't it? You know, when you don't get one at the other end, Marcus, mind you, that's a fantastic ball in. There's Bob Taylor attacking it at the near post. A super goal, good striker's goal. That's Butters with the... I'm sorry, it's not Butters with the ball in. I do apologise. It's Edge with the ball in. And it's a fabulous finish there from Bob Taylor.
That would have been a good finish as well from Noseworthy. He'd have been newsworthy if he'd scored then.
Just going wide this one, but the keeper made sure. Just pushed it round the post. But Peter very happy.
I think the thing is about Bob Taylor, you put the ball in the box and he'll score with any part of his body. I mean, he showed you he scored with his head tonight, and he's also got in front of the defender and volleyed it in the net.
And you think that he could do it at a higher level?
Definitely, I think so.
OK, let's have a word with the Gillingham manager, Peter Taylor. Good evening to you, Peter.
Good evening.
Now, first of all, many congratulations. You're into the top 6, and at the moment, your side can't stop scoring goals.
Yeah, it's the opposite to the start of the season. The start of the season, we played a lot better than we have recently, but just lately we keep scoring goals, so I'm happy to settle for that.
Presumably, the playoff nightmare is now completely forgotten.
Yeah. They're very, very good lads here. They've got good attitudes. They're a joy to work with. And we haven't spoke about it, and I just keep saying to them, come on, we don't want to do that this year. If we go to Wembley this year, it can be the auto glass or something.
I suspect that one or two people will be asking you this next question tonight and for the next couple of weeks or so. But can you keep Robert Taylor at Gillingham?
We're trying everything we can. He's a great player. He's a great finisher, as you've seen tonight. And he's a very, very special talent for Gillingham. And we're desperate to get into Division 1, and we want to win the league. And with Bob, we've got a fair chance.
But being realistic in this day and age of money makes all, what chance have you really got of keeping him, do you think?
It's difficult because Man City are a big club. Man City are firm favourites to try and sign him. They've made a couple of offers. As far as we're concerned, we're trying like mad to keep him. We keep telling Man City he's absolutely rubbish and he's not worth the money. But he's ambitious. He wants to play at a higher level, and I don't blame him for that. But as far as I'm concerned, as you've seen tonight, he's a very important player for us.
But it's not just about Robert Taylor, is it? The whole team is oozing confidence at the moment. Andy Hessenthaler, 35 years of age, still that fantastic driving force down the middle for you?
Yeah, he's fantastic, Hesse. He's a player coach as well, so he's learning his trade there. He's another joy to work with. He's a fitness fanatic, and all of them, to be fair, results also make everybody nice and confident and nice and happy around the place, and that's what we've done. We've had a fantastic October, and we've now started November really well.
It's going to be tough, though, isn't it? Just looking at the top of the second division at the moment, so many sides there or thereabouts, Peter. Going to be a real roller coaster over the next 4 or 5 months. Yeah,
it's a strong division. Preston are the best team that I've seen so far. I've said to the players, I've got nothing to fear. Tonight we've scored goals. We haven't played as well as I would have liked, but that's credit to Bournemouth. They played a certain way to stop us playing out from the back.
Well done. Final question, got to ask you, what's going to happen at Hampden tomorrow? Got any Scotsmen near you?
I'm going to tell no Andy Thompson. Hopefully that's the last goal you're going to see for the Scot this weekend. But David Beckham's going to cross it and Shearer better head one in.
And so say all of us. Peter, thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you.
Very happy, Peter Taylor. Gillingham up to 6th in the second division. Let's bring you up to date with all the other results from the Nationwide League. Quite a few games taking place this evening. In the first, Grimsby 2, Charlton 5. Richard Rufus with 2, Clive Mendonca, Andy Hunt, and a Paul Groves own goal for Charlton, a Lee Ashcroft penalty, and Kevin Donovan for Grimsby. Ipswich 0, Tranmere 0. Mark Venus missed a penalty for Ipswich. Swindon, the bottom club, 0, Norwich 0. And Walsall 0, Port Vale 0 is the latest score. That game kicked off at 8 o'clock. And the table does not include that result. At the moment, Port Vale down in 20th place. Crewe bottom now, Swindon moving above them thanks to that point. And at the top, we see Sam's Bolton in 12th place at the moment with 23 points from 16 games. Ipswich climbed to 4th despite dropping points. and Charlton stay second, but they're now just 1 point behind Manchester City, and they still have a game in hand. Now in Division 2, great game at Griffin Park. It finished Brentford 4, Scunthorpe 3. Lloyd Owusu scored 2 of the Brentford goals. Cambridge, struggling near the bottom, have beaten Luton 3-1. Cardiff 2, Chesterfield 1. Miserable season for Chesterfield so far. Millwall 0, Wrexham 0. Millwall have Paul Shaw sent off. Preston 2, Notts County 0. Notts County the leaders at the start of play. And Wigan are still unbeaten. They've come from behind to beat Wycombe 2-1. Goals from Stuart Barlow, his 18th of the season, and Stuart Balmer. Bottom of the table, Colchester and Chesterfield with 11 points. Blackpool go down to 22nd. Cambridge up to 21st. No other significant movement in the bottom half. And up the top, Luton are down to 9th. Gillingham move from 9th to 6th. Brentford are up to 4th. And Wigan are the new leaders. Notts County slipping to 3rd, Preston up to 2nd, and Wigan top, a point clear of Preston with a game in hand. And in Division 3, Carlisle 1, Peterborough 1, Darlington 1, Torquay 1, Halifax 1, Exeter 0, Lincoln 4, York 2, Northampton 3, Cheltenham 2, Rotherham 0, Leyton Orient 1, first win in 10 for Leyton Orient, Shrewsbury 1, Swansea 1, and Southend 1, Hull 2. Bottom of the 3rd division, Chester with just 12 points on the foot. Leyton Orient climb a couple of places to 22nd. And at the top, a lot of sides grouped there or thereabouts. Rotherham missing out big time by losing at home tonight. They're still 3rd. And Peterborough stay top. They're now a couple of points clear. They've played a game more than Barnet. Don't forget, Scotland against England. Our build-up is from midday on Sky Sports 2 and Sky Sports Extra. My thanks to Sam, Ray and Nigel. In a word, who's going to win tomorrow, Sam?
Draw.
Ray?
I can see England scoring, so it's up to Scotland.
Nigel?
Draw tomorrow, but England to go through.
OK, thank you very much indeed. Well, tonight at the Priestfield, the Cherries were trampled underfoot. Gillingham going great guns, but can they keep Robert Taylor? From us all for now, it's goodbye.